Welcome back, everyone. It's now 6:35. There's a battle brewing downstate, and it's all over education. Protesters say overall the proposed education reform is bad for students, bad for communities, and bad for Indiana. There's even a Facebook campaign called Support Indiana Teachers that has more than 18,000 supporters. Nate Schnellenberger, the president of the Indiana State Teachers Association, joins me now live via satellite. Good morning, Nate. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can, Tricia. Good morning.
Well, good morning. We want to talk to you about the fight that's going on over all of the legislation. What bills specifically are you and other educators fighting against?
Well, there's a number of bills that we think are really bad bills for public education. The voucher bill is one that certainly we do not support. The bill as originally written would have given money which has already been budgeted for public schools, taken it from those public schools and sent it to private schools, and not to students who really need the money, but families making as much as $102,000 would have received subsidies from the state, taken directly from our public schools, and we think that's just bad for our students who are in public schools. But there's also been outright attacks on our association, certainly on labor unions. The right to work legislation that is being discussed now. But for our association, even attacks on our ability to collectively bargain, trying to silence the voices of public school educators in Indiana. And also a direct attack has nothing to do with education whatsoever, Tricia. Direct attack on our ability to collect dues through payroll deduction, which we could still function, but it would make it more difficult for us to collect dues from some 45,000 members individually rather than from one of our locals who collected it through payroll deduction.
Are you making any headway? Can you really make progress in the Indiana State House when you have an Indiana House and Senate both run by Republicans?
Well, interestingly enough, we think that there are enough moderate Republicans in both the House and the Senate to see that some of these bills are just simply overreaching and that they're damaging. And we think that there are a number of both senators and representatives in the Indiana House who understand that what we need them to do is to have the courage to stand up to the governor and say, no, this is not right, it's not good for Indiana, and it's certainly not good for our public school students in Indiana.
Well, we shared a little bit about Facebook and how people are joining the cause. If viewers are interested in finding out more and even just joining in the debate, how can they learn more and maybe even help your cause if they're interested?
Well, there is a Facebook page, Support Indiana's Teachers, that has, I think, now up to 20,000 members on it, and they could go there and participate in that manner.
All right. Well, Nate Schnellenberger, thank you so much for joining us, and we know you have a busy day ahead of you. The president of the Indiana State Teachers Association, thank you, and we'll be, of course, following this story very closely. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tricia.
It's now 6:38.